Senator Barnett, Senator Barrett, Senator Berry, Senator Blackman, Senator Blackwell, Senator Blunt, Senator Boyd, Senator Brumfield, Senator Bryan, Senator Butler, Senator Carter, Senator Chazanall, Senator Chisholm, Senator DeBar, Senator Delano, Senator Dupree, Senator England, Senator Fillingane, Senator Frazier, Senator Gillespie Isom, Senator Harkins, Senator Harkness, Senator Hickman, Senator Hill, Senator Hobson, Senator Jackson, Senator Johnson, Senator Kirby, Senator Ladner, Senator McCon, Senator McClendon, Senator McMahon, Senator Michelle, Senator Mumford, Senator Norwood, Senator Parks, Senator Pope, Senator Rhodes, Senator Seymour, Senator Simmons of the 12th, Senator Simmons of the 13th, Senator Sparks, Senator Suber, Senator Tate, Senator Taylor, Senator Thomas, Senator Thompson, Senator Turner Ford, Senator Whaley, Senator Wiggins, Senator Williams, Senator Younger. Mr. President, a quorum is present.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Will the senators and guests in the gallery please rise for the invocation to be given by Gus McCoy, who is the Associate Pastor of Mount Helm Baptist Church here in Jackson, Mississippi. The invocation will be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Senior Pledge Walter Thompson. So we have a special today. Pastor McCoy.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Thank you all for allowing me to be here to share with you today. Shall we pray? O gracious and loving God, we come before you with quiet and humble hearts, and we are honored to be in your presence. Father, we thank you for the opportunity to having a life and a life of service. And we live our lives, Lord, to serve you and all of your creation. At this time, we lift up the servants in this room, in this body, and in this building, Father, because we know that not only the ones here on the floor, but those who support them, Father, also need your blessings and coverage. As they gather here to represent the communities across the state, Father, grant them the tools and the strength to serve those communities that they come from. We know that they've toiled mightily in the battlefield, Lord. So while they'll continue to work, Father, grant them wisdom for the resources that they've allocated to be used wisely and to make laws that protect all of our freedoms. Grant them the unity, Lord, to continue to work collaboratively with one another and fill them with grace and understanding. Grant them compassion, which is the deep desire to serve the common good by protecting the vulnerable and using empathy to guide each of their hearts. Grant them integrity. May they bear in mind the high trust placed not on them, Lord, but in them. Grant them the ability to serve with honor and humility for times such as these. Father, in moments of burden, be their strength. When times are uncertain, be their light. Grant them your peace and your divine rest. Give them the grace with every step and the guidance with every thought. As we depart this session, Lord, and celebrate you and your sacrifice for each of us on this Easter weekend, we ask that you continue, Father, to celebrate the work that they've done. In the unmatched name of your Son, Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Here we go. Come in.
We got it all.
You got to get this going? Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Pastor McCoy. Thank you, Walter. Appreciate your hard work here over the session. Okay, now to the reading of the journal. Senator Blackwell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move we dispense with the reading of the journal.
Senator moves to dispense with the reading of the journal. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Message and petitions, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. President, there are none.
Committee reports, Senator Blackwell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move we dispense with the reading of the committee reports.
Senator moves to dispense with the reading of the committee reports. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next to the reading of the titles of bills and resolutions, I recognize Senator Blackwell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move we dispense with the reading of the titles of the bills and resolutions.
Senator moves to dispense with the reading of the titles of the bills and resolutions. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Now we'll go to introduction of guests. Senator England.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will please join me in welcoming my good friend, Ms. Leslie Davis, in the South Gallery. She is the Legislative Chair for Mississippi Federation of Republican Women. We're glad you're here today, Leslie.
Hey, Les. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you for working so hard this session. All right, any other introductions? Senator Whaley,
For an introduction, please.
please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. In the South Gallery, we have with us visiting today Miss Wendy Faulkner, the Superintendent of Education in Union County. I'd ask that she please stand and the Senate make her feel welcome.
Educating the future. Thank you very much and appreciate your daughter this week. Glad to have you with us. Senator Taylor,
Introduction, Mr. President.
please proceed, sir.
Senate, I'm glad to have my brother here today. He's up in the gallery. If y'all would, make him feel welcome.
Okay, any other introductions? Seeing none, we'll move immediately to the Calendar Rules Committee. Senator Kirby, you're recognized. We're on number 1, Senate.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to suspend the rules and take items 1 and 2 in block and ask the titles be read.
1 and 2 in block. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Mr. Clerk, please read the titles.
Senate Resolution Number 130 commends Javarius Smith of Madison S. Palmer High School for winning consecutive MHSAA 2A weightlifting championships. Senate Resolution Number 131 declaring April 2nd, 2026 as Drive to Arrive Day in Mississippi to commit to distraction-free driving.
Usual motion, Mr. President.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please proceed, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, you can see these are two well-earned and deserved resolutions. As you heard reading the title, the first one on Jarvis Smith, I think he lifted, I think it said in there 1,400 pounds in 3 lifts, which is unbelievable. And then, of course, yesterday we had the pretty lady that came and made it Drive to Arrive Day, which I think her name, Maddie Grace Morris, Miss Mississippi Volunteer 2026. If there are no questions, I ask for use of morning roll call for final passage.
Use of morning roll call is requested for final passage. All in favor signify by, oops. Does anyone object to the procedure? Mr. Clerk is voting no. Present. Seeing none. Passed. Thank you, Senator. Thank you for the rules this
Thank you, Mr.
session.
President.
We appreciate all your hard work on many of the rules, local and private. Senator Parks, pass and retain. Motions to reconsider. Motions to reconsider. Senator Fillingame, start with you, sir. Pass and retain. Number 5. Senator Wiggins.
Go to item number 7, call that up, ask the title be read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
House Bill 1752, salaries of judge, elite provisions setting at level recommended by State Personnel Board.
My motion is that we do table the motion to
Motion to table. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed,
Aye.
no. The ayes have it. Thank you, Senator. Senator Fillingame.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to go to item 8, called up and have the title read.
Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill 2110, child neglect, create crime related to the deprivation of necessary supervision.
The motion is that we do table the motion to reconsider.
Motion to table. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Thank you, Senator.
Let's
Senator
get-
Filling Game on number 9.
Consider that item called up and have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill 2322, driver's license amendment provision related to.
The motion is that we do table the motion to reconsider.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Thank you. Senator 10.
Go to item 10, call that up, ask the title be read.
Clerk, please read the title.
House Bill 1224, Mississippi Keeping Kids Safe Online Act, create.
Motion is to table the motion to reconsider.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Thank you, Senator Wiggins, for your work this week in conference finance. We've had those two. Just one moment. Okay, Senator Hawkins, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to go to item 11, House Bill 1761, and have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
House Bill 1761, alcoholic beverages, extend repealers relating to festival wine permits.
Motion is we adopt the conference report and recognize Senator McMahon to explain.
Sir Man, you recognize.
Thank you. To the body, this is the third time you're seeing this bill. This is basically allowing native wineries opportunity to have some additional tasting rooms in the state, and it removes a repealer. This is final action on House Bill 1761. I yield for any questions.
Questions on the bill? Senator Turner Ford, you recognize. For what purpose, ma'am? Question, will you yield, Senator McMahon?
I do yield.
Senator, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just couldn't understand what you said. It allows them to have additional what in the state?
Tasting rooms.
Tasting rooms.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank
We
you.
have 3 distilleries in the state of Mississippi and 5 wineries. And so what we're doing is conforming to allow the wineries the same thing that we allow the distilleries.
Thank you. I just couldn't hear. Thank
I'm sorry, Senator. I'm sorry. If there are any questions, I'll move for passage of the morning roll call.
Use of the morning roll call has been requested. Anyone object to that procedure? Wish to be recorded as voting no.
I yield.
Chisholm, no. Hartness, no. Frazier, no. Norwood, no. Present. Seeing none, the bill passes by use of the morning roll call. Thank you, Senator McMahon. One moment, please. Be careful about annoying Senator Hobson and Senator Bryan. They're working on the project bill. We'd ask all of y'all to remember the 4 Americans that are going to the moon, or around the moon today. We'll be back hopefully next week safe and sound. It's also National Autism Day for the country, so pray for our autistic kids. All right, Senator Hobson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask we go to item 13 on today's calendar and have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
House Bill 1648, Budget Process, bring forward sections relating to and provide for transfer of funds.
Move adoption of the conference report and ask to be recognized to explain.
You're recognized, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is the transfer bill that creates the Gulf Coast Restoration Revolving Loan Program, especially for you 6 county coastal senators. You'll be familiar with this project. You've dedicated a source of funds, or we've dedicated a source of funds to go into a loan program that can be utilized by entities in the coastal region to support projects that help build up the coast with GCRF funds. What will happen in this program is this will be a low-interest loan for eligible projects. It'll be administered by DFA and the South Mississippi Planning and Development District. They'll present applications. Any of these entities that would like to access this loan funds will present applications and recommendations just like they currently do, and then the legislature has the authority to authorize those that are available by loans. It does not, if you're a project, just because you don't receive funds, if you've gone through the application process and it's determined by the legislature that you're eligible for the loan, that's fine. You don't have to also get funds through the normal GCRF process. The SMPDD will actually handle the loans. There will be a maximum interest rate on those of 3.5%, and after the loans are paid back, they'll return to the revolving fund so they can be used again for future projects. This does require DFA to have rules and regulations, implement those to make sure this runs properly, and there will be reports that are required by December 1st of every year that come back to the legislature as to what has taken place in the GCRF loan program. I'll yield for questions.
Senator Carter, for what purpose?
Question.
Will you yield, Senator?
I do yield.
Senator Carter is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for yielding. Thank you, Mr. President. Would you agree that these are one-time funds and that this is a good program to ensure that future members of the legislature have the ability to expend these funds?
Senator Carter, that was a lot of the discussion early on about how, what do you want to do to be more impactful on the coast, in the coastal region? And I think that I believe all of the coastal members felt this way. There may have been 1 or 2 that didn't, but felt like, and I think other people feel the same way, that this is an opportunity to kind of bank these funds, allow these projects that are worthy to access them through a loan process, and just keep this revolving loan fund going so this can go for a long time and help the coast out for a long time and help Mississippi out for a long time.
I appreciate you, Mr. Chairman. I think this is very important to the coast that we have money to continue to invest in our infrastructure, but in private projects that are going on down there. Yeah. The coast provides a lot of money to the budget.
Yeah, thank you, Senator Carter.
Senator Wiggins, for what purpose, sir?
Question?
Will you for a question, Senator?
I do.
Senator Wiggins is recognized.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to thank you for your leadership and your work on this and not only helping, but leading on the coast issues. And so on this matter, I just want to ask, you mentioned the SMPDD, and I think you're familiar that they have a program that's already called the MDA Small Business Loan Program, and that's modeled after that. And is it your understanding that is what SMPDD is going to look at? They already have that in place, and so that can be used for this revolving loan fund.
Right, and that's my understanding, Senator Wiggins, and I do think, as you know, there was some question early on as to whether and how this would be implemented through SMPDD. rather than going through just DFA directly to the project. So it does not seem out of the ordinary to have them do it, since they do a similar type program.
And approximately, this year, approximately the 14 million of those projects are going into this fund. Into Senator Carter's point, there's a process, and if that process, they vet it, and if they say they can't meet the loan or the requirements, then that money stays there, correct? It doesn't get put out.
Correct, yes.
And so that will be happening. And again, to Senator Carter's point, the funds the GCRF or the funds that make up the GCRF will stop coming to the legislature in, I think, 6 years, correct?
I can't remember exactly, but time's running out on it. I don't remember exactly when it stops.
And so the point of this is to be proactive, to be fiscally responsible, and to manage the funds for a long period of time as we go forward.
And it certainly makes common sense to say, don't blow money just because you see something out there that's okay. It's better to put it and bank it somewhere and utilize it later as good projects come along. And there's a side benefit to this, as we said, or as I said earlier, that you get up to 3.5% interest on it. So, for those that are utilizing the funds and borrowing the funds, it's a low interest loan for them, and money comes back to the account because it's a revolving loan fund.
And last question, so, and you've worked very well with the delegation, and this is something that the whole delegation, both House and Senate, have agreed to, because it's as we see it, it's in the best interest of the fund and our citizens back home.
Right. I'm not aware of anybody in particular. I'm not going to sit here and say that there was not a member of the coastal delegation that was against it. There may have been a member. I'm not aware of anybody that was against this. It seemed like it had strong support from the coastal delegation to put the money here to be used for the future. So, I'm not aware of anybody that was against it. I'm not going to sit here and say that there couldn't have been somebody, but I think overall, Senator, that it was very well supported and received to do this program.
Thank you for your leadership, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Wiggins.
Thank you, Senator Wiggins. Seeing no further questions, Senator.
My motion is passage. I suggest passage of House Bill 1648 by use of the morning roll call.
Use of the morning roll call has been requested. Anyone object? This will be recorded voting no. Present. Seeing none, bill passes by use of the morning roll call. Senator Hobson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd ask that we skip item 14 on today's calendar, go to item 15 and have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill 2917, appropriations, provides certain disbursements from previous fiscal years and direct transfers.
I move adoption of the conference report and ask to be recognized to explain.
You're recognized, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is the transfer bill that creates the various funds that will be utilized to handle some of the projects that we've already passed and some that will be discussed in the bill that we just skipped. I'm going to go through these and I'll give you the overall amounts. This does not have individual projects, as some of you may be wondering about, but it does have the kind of the big picture for the funds that are created. First, we have the Local Improvements Project Fund, $233 million. We have an IHL Capital Improvement Fund of $30,100,000. And by the way, I think I've mentioned this before, but I want to make sure some of this is R&R money and some is just general CapEx money for programs and for buildings and so forth that we have at our universities, our community colleges, and our state buildings. Next is the Community and Junior College Capital Improvement Fund of $40 million. Then we have the State Agencies Capital Improvement Fund of $30 million. The Mississippi State University Veterinarian School Fund, it is $32 million. The Mississippi Site Development Fund, this is part of MDA, $43,500,000. The Strategic Multimodal Investment Fund, $10 million. The 2022 Infrastructure Match Fund, that's the IIJA match fund that we have for MDOT, and that's $40 million. The 2022 Capacity Project Fund, $150 million. Those are the funds that we sent to MDOT. Those last two, the $40 million for the IIJA match and the $150 million of CapEx money that will go for the capacity projects that are listed with MDOT as their top projects. The $7,500,000 for the Community Heritage Preservation Grant Fund, $2 million for the Mississippi Historic Site Preservation Fund, $15 million for the Mississippi Outdoor Stewardship Fund, the Industry Incentive Financing Fund, which is with MDA, is $20 million. The Major Economic Impact Fund for related to base realignment and closure for our military installations here in the state of Mississippi, $5 million. Small Municipalities and Limited Population Counties Fund, $10 million. The Development Infrastructure Fund, it's the DIP program, that's $5 million. And the Ports, Airports, Rail Revolving Loan Fund, $5 million. So those last five are all with MDA, and they're for various projects that they have for industry, rail, ports, municipalities, et cetera. Then we have the Cancer Center Fund, UMMC, as you know, $100 million for money to help them build the Cancer Center here at Jackson. And then finally, the Vicksburg National Military Park Fund for $30 million. That's Section 1 of the bill. Section 2, we have the IHL Capital Improvements Fund. That's the second part. You have the R&R part and the Capital Improvements Fund part of $45 million. The USM Science Research Fund is $30 million for the life sciences building they have on campus at USM. The Cybersecurity Center Fund, $18 million. That's on the coast in Biloxi, affiliated with Keesler Air Force Base. The School District Emerging Bridge Loan Program, $625,000. The State General Fund, $44,876. We also have the BP Fund, that's $20 million. The GCRF Revolving Loan Program Fund, $14,729,000. The Law Enforcement Officers and Firefighters Training Equipment Trust Fund, $4 million. And then there are the remaining sections of the bill are the sections that create the various funds and explain what they're for. I'll yield for questions, Mr. President.
Seeing no questions, Senator.
Seeing no questions, my motion is use of the morning roll call for final passage.
Senator suggests the use of morning roll call for final passage. Anyone object? Anyone wish to be recorded voting no? Seeing none, please record all present by use of morning roll call as voting aye, and it's passed. Okay, Senator. We'll go to item 16. Item 16, Senator Bryan.
I ask the title be read.
Please read title.
House Bill 1772, Mississippi Department of Human Services, extend repealers on.
I move adoption of the conference report, and I would ask the chair to recognize Senator Sparks.
Senator Sparks, you're recognized to explain.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 1772 extends the repealers on the Department of Human Services. It's the same conference report we passed prior that was recommitted for further conference. I want to thank Chairman DeWeese in the House, who has worked with me for months to try to address the SNAP error rate issue that has been so talked about. And everybody's on notice that this cost is out there, and some of the things we tried to work on until about 10:30 last night was conversations with DC that they understand that the reporting methodology we're using is much more rigid and stringent, and that our measurement of that rate is not really fair in comparison to other states. And I think that we've tried to do everything within our power other than change methodology to try to ensure the state of Mississippi does not absorb a $40, $80, or $120 million cost sharing that would hit this body in late 2027. So with that, I would ask for adoption of the conference report on the morning roll call.
Okay, I see no questions. The senator suggests use of morning roll call for final passage. Any senator object? Anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? Seeing none, please record all present by use of morning roll call as voting aye, and is passed. Senator Hardness? No? Anyone else? Okay, thank you. Okay, Senator Bryan?
I go to the next item and ask that the title be read.
Please read title.
Senate Bill 2474, Rural Hospital Pilot Program established.
I move adoption of the conference report. I'd like to speak to that.
You're recognized to explain, sir.
Mr. President, this conference report was in existence for purposes of cleanup or correcting errors. Generally speaking, it was not needed for that. The bill does two things. One thing that it does is that it establishes a rare disease task force. This is a proposition that we looked at in committee. The House actually passed it, and so that's in this conference report. It involves no money. The other thing it does, and I would ask Senator Wiggins to pay particular attention to this. Senator Wiggins, we're correcting a mistake I made. I know Senator Wiggins has had a rough couple of days, but anytime I make a mistake, it cheers him. I wish you'd look. He's even smiling back there. So glad to bring some joy into Senator Wiggins' life after what's been a stressful session. But yes, I made a mistake in the major bill we passed. I used the term license when I should have used the term exemption. And this just changes the word license to exemption in that bill. In short, it makes it more stylistically correct. And anytime we can have more correct stylistics, bet you by golly wow, I'm in favor of doing it. I suggest use of the morning roll call.
Okay, seeing no questions, Senator suggests use morning roll call. Final pass. Any senator object? Anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? Seeing none, please record all present. Use morning roll call as voting aye, and is passed. Senator Harkins. Senator Harkins, did you wish to be recognized? Go to 17. Senator, you pass on item 17, Senator Carter? Okay. Or it's item, I'm sorry, item 18. Senator Harkins.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to suspend the rules to go back to item 14 on today's calendar.
Senator, after we suspend the rules, go back to item 14. Anyone object? Seeing no objection, go back to item 14.
Aye. Aye in favor of it.
Oh.
On the
I
motion.
don't know that we have to, but all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senator,
Thank you, Mr. President. Ask the title be read.
please read title.
Senate Bill 2189, Budget, bring forward sections related to and provide for transfers.
I move adoption of the conference report and ask that you recognize Senator Harkins to explain.
Thank you, Senator Hobson. Senator Harkins, you're recognized.
Thank you. What you have before you is a transfer bill, and I'll kind of give you a brief rundown section by section. I think they'll be passing out flyers with a list of the projects. Section 1 has the capital IHL Capital Improvements Fund for $75,100,000, and it breaks it down into each university and what they received. Section 2 is the community and junior college capital improvement fund of $40 million. It was split through the formula that went to each institution. Section 3 is the state agency fund capital improvements fund for $30 million through the Department of Finance Administration, Mental Health, MSMS, and the Mississippi School for the Deaf and Blind. Section 4 is the member project fund The spreadsheet is being provided to you. Section 5 also just allows agencies that receive monies through the transfer fund to escalate their authority to spend. That is a explanation of the bill. This was I wouldn't say a labor of love, but this was an exercise that took a lot of time. There was monies placed in projects and communities all over the state. To let you know, there were over 640 requests by our chamber, and I think it totaled over $1.4 billion for the request. So to say there's no shortage of asks out there is an understatement, but we tried to spread it out and to touch a lot of communities across the state, and hopefully, you know, we didn't answer the call on every one of them, and we can't. But I just want to warn you that this is not something that will probably be going on in perpetuity very much longer. We've had a run the last couple of years where we've had some excess ability to do these projects and pay cash and not bond. I think you look at the amount of money we've paid off over the last 5-6 years with how much we've borrowed has been exceptional. We've lowered our debt for our state. So I think we've handled the last several years responsibly and done some things that have made great investments across our state. Investments in our universities, investments in our community colleges, investments in our communities that are needed and I think serve a lot of purposes. And so I hope that the money spent on these projects will serve each of your communities and your counties and your cities well. If there are no other questions, Mr. President, I move passage on the morning roll call.
One moment, please. Senator Dupree, for what person?
The question, Mr. President.
You here for a question, Senator?
I do.
Senator Dupree is recognized for a question on this.
I just want to thank you all for the work that you all have done. I mean, it's terrific, and I thank you for all the projects that you doled out, allowed us to take back to our jurisdiction. One question, what's the total of these? I didn't remember you.
I believe the total of all the projects?
Yes, sir.
I think it's like $253 million.
253? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Any other questions on the bill? Thank you, Senator Dupree. Any other questions? Hearing
No
none.
further questions, move the final passage on the morning roll call.
This morning roll call has been requested. Anyone object? Mr. Bucor is voting no. Present? Seeing none, the bill passes by use of the morning roll call.
Mr. President, I also have a unanimous consent to strike unanimous consent is for the strike on Senate Bill 2189, language on lines 1064 and 10 through 1069 in its entirety. It was not meant to be in the bill. It was supposed to have been left out. My motion is for unanimous consent to strike those lines.
Seeing no objection, granted.
Thank you. And if I may, Mr. President.
You are given a few minutes since you've been living up here.
I want to thank, there are several people to thank through this process. Brittany Davis was a champion. She stayed up here till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, several nights, midnight for the last 8-9 days. I appreciate her work, her diligence, and her patience most of all. She had to deal with a bunch of rowdy individuals, and she weathered the storm, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Ian, our attorney, Ethan, that worked on this, thank y'all. Becky Mercier, who put up with a lot and was very patient as well. I could not have done all this without all your help. And to all the staff from the Lieutenant Governor's office, thank you. And to each and one of y'all who were very patient and worked with us through this process. It was I hope that it serves the purpose and helps each of your communities. But a lot of thanks goes to our staff that really put the work in and got in a crunch time, got this thing filed last night at 11:58 or 59, maybe 30 seconds left. So thank you all very much.
I think we are to show our appreciation for Senator Harkins. Okay. Big step. So appreciate so many hundreds of hours you spent on that. One moment. Gentlemen, Senator Hobson, for what purpose?
I would like a point of personal privilege, if I may, to come to the podium.
You're welcome, personal privilege, Senator Hobson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would be remiss if I also didn't thank my right-hand man, left-hand man, Corbin Stanford over here, who does so much. Y'all have no idea how hard this guy works. Yeah. Corbin puts in more hours than probably all of us senators combined, and especially late in the process, as Senator Harkins was saying with Brittany, of course. I witnessed that because I was in most of those meetings most of the time, and in addition, of course, the Elbow staff, Leanne and her team, Ava, I see over here, they do a phenomenal job. And I'm telling y'all, the hours that they're up here, when we go home at 1 or 2 o'clock at night, they're still up here working. And we know, Senator Harkins and I know, and Senator Johnson was here for most of that time. Other members have stayed here for particular projects. I know you know how hard these folks are working, but it's just amazing the time that they put in to help us get our jobs done here in the Capitol. Also, I couldn't go without thanking Christy Simmons, my assistant, our assistant. Senator DeBar and I share her as an assistant, and she does a phenomenal job. And she's one of those that's working here, not quite as late as Corbin, but she's here very late too. So we're grateful because they're not just our personal assistants; they are the Senate's assistants, and I think the same can be said for all of your assistants and what they do to help us get our jobs done. So let's give them all one big round of applause for the work that they do. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all recognize where the true work is done over there, but we could not operate without them. Senator Hill.
Just add to what Senator Briggs Hobson said. Working with Corbin is one of the most fine young people I have ever had the chance to be around and work with in my life, and I want him to know that he personally inspires me and gives me hope for young people.
There you go. Thank you, Senator Hill. So what we're going to do, we have finished our calendar. So the House is subject to call, so we want to make sure they didn't miss another one like they did Human Services. So we will do subject to call. I'm hopeful that will not be long. We'll be watching for them down there, and hopefully we can get everybody out of here to plant your tomatoes. Senator Blackwell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move we stand in recess, subject to call of the chair.
Stand in recess, subject to call of the chair.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move we stand in recess till 2 p.m.
Till 2 p.m. Get everybody a chance to have lunch before we finish. We're waiting on the House. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senator Harkins. You recognize Senator Harkins?
Thank you, Mr. President. My motion is for unanimous consent to amend Senate Bill 2189 with the following. Amend on line 317 by striking fire service and inserting in lieu thereof water and sewer. And amend further on line 464 and 465 by striking and paying costs associated with general maintenance and repairs and inserting in lieu thereof with costs associated with tourism, marketing, and economic development initiatives. And amend further on lines 762 and 808 by striking Europa and inserting in lieu thereof Upora. Amend further on line 887 by striking 8 million and inserting in lieu thereof 7,950,000. Amend further on line 1086 by inserting Mississippi Songwriters Alliance with the before the word Mississippi. And amend further on line 1277 by inserting police, comma, before water. And amend further on line 1301 by striking 750,000 and inserting in lieu thereof 700,000. And amend further by inserting after line 1552 the following: to assist Greenwood Cemetery Association in paying costs associated with repairs and maintenance of Greenwood Cemetery and related cemetery property located in downtown Jackson, Mississippi, $100,000.
Seeing no objection, granted.
Thank
you. Okay. Anyone else? Senator Kirby, you recognize him.
Thank you, Mr. President. I've been asked to make one announcement, and then I'd like to read off some little thank yous, if I may. First, Mr. President, on the announcement, I've been asked to ask every senator to please clean off their desks so that it would be presentable. We have a few where papers still falling off their desks, so if you can take care of that, I think it would make the Senate a little more presentable when we're gone.
Does that include trees and stuff?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just checking. All right.
And thank you, Mr. President. So at this time, I would like to say a few thank yous, if I may.
Please.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Senate staff list for 2026, I'd like to say all of us would like to say thank you to the following people. First, the Secretary of the Senate's office, Amanda and Alicia. Amanda and Alicia, thank you so much for what you've done this year. We truly appreciate it. Next, the reception is Jeanette. And in the docket room, Linda, Zanetta, Arnold, and Ann. We appreciate all you've done. And then the Comptroller's office, of course, Donna and Janet. And in the President Pro Tem's office, Kendra, thank you for all you've done. Committee Assistant Shelby, Terry, Anita, Becky, Christy, Deborah, and Pat, and for all they've done. Thank you. In law enforcement, of course, our Sergeant at Arms, Jimmy, as well as Sweeney and Holyfield and Christie and Donald Simpson and officer on the 4th floor, Mike McCarty, David Watson, and Mike Malinello. So we thank them. And then our Senate porters, George and Chris and Terry, we appreciate all you've done this year. Legislative Services, Ian. In Legislative Services, Ian, Ethan, Allie, Allison, Ben, Bob, Tommy, Connie, Angie, Katie, and Jane. Let's give them a big hand. In our Lieutenant Governor's office, we have Brittany, Mariah, Hannah, Holly, Tanner, Andrew, Jim, Taylor, and Chastity. Let's give them a hand if you would, please. Our senior pages who've done an outstanding job are Caleb, Walter, and Brickley. Visitor Services, Brenda, Ashley, Amy, Lauren, Sharon, Diane, and Rita. And then in LBO, which has helped us quite a bit this year, as you know, Corbin, Leanne, Ava, and Stephen. And then the IT department, Carlos, Spencer, Brent, Benjamin, David, John, Noah, and Joe. Let's give them a hand. They've done a really good job as well. And then Legislative Publishing, Doug and Pete, as well as Rhonda and Sincere. And then DFA Maintenance, Michael and Al. For all of them, Mr. President, if you would, let's all give them a big hand and appreciation.
Thank y'all, and thank all of y'all. We obviously couldn't get anything done without each one of you. Senator Boyd.
Adjourn in memory.
Please proceed.
When the Senate adjourns today, I would ask that you adjourn in memory of Chance Glenn Gates of Oxford. Thank you.
Senator Pope.
Join in memory.
Please proceed.
When the Senate ended today, join in a good friend of our family, Mr. Bobby Lee Sanford Sr.
Senator England.
Have an adjourn in memory, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, when we adjourn today, I'd like to ask that we do so in the memory of Jackson County Sheriff Deputy Michael Jimerson. He was killed in the line of duty just last night. And Mr. President, if we can, I'd like to take just a few moments of silence in his memory, if you would allow that.
Granted. Thank you, Senator England.
Thank you.
We forget what they that was just a noise call in which he was murdered. And so it's just every day, every one of those risks their lives. Senator Norwood.
Adjourn in memory, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
When the Senate adjourned today, adjourn in memory of Dr. Heather Green, a young educator here in the Jackson Public Schools that died suddenly.
Thank you. Senator Dupree.
On a personal privilege, if I could, Mr. President.
You're welcome to have some.
You know, I have served in every branch of
So, oh,
You have to go to the well, Senator. There you go.
Thank you very much. This is going to be short, and I guess I'll be a little bit longer, but I've served in every branch of government except being a judiciary. Well, I have been because the Board of Supervisors is actually judiciary, if you didn't know that. But I want to tell you, and I hope I'm saying it from my colleagues who joined me, the freshman class who came in this year, that, you know, we all serve on different sides of the room when you start talking about Republican and Democrat. If I ask all 174 of us, what are we here for? I think we'd all say that we're here to make life better for the citizens of Mississippi. I think to a person we would say that. I would like to thank you all for the transition from me from coming from local government to here. Although we haven't agreed on everything, because there's always a next issue, there's always a next bill, there's always a next whatever. You don't have time to get upset and get mad like they do in the local government. Sometimes we carry things for weeks, like being married to, well, anyway, I won't go there. But you don't carry it with you. You move on to the next one. And I thank you all for allowing us to be a part of your organization, be a colleague of you, and I think the rest of us who came in together would say the same thing. So I applaud you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator. Okay. Just one moment. All right, gentlemen, we're still waiting on the other side. So Senator Blackwell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move we stand in recess subject to call of the chair.
Motion is stand in recess subject to call of the chair. I promise as soon as possible
Aye.
we'll get you back. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Wait just a second. So everybody get theirs. Tomato plants are a gift from the staff and I. They will not grow in this place here, so you need to take them home, put them in the ground. In about 60 to 90 days, you'll have fresh tomatoes. All right. All right. Well, thank you all very much. Listen to Senator Blackwell's motion here, and then we will see you early in the morning for a very brief time. Our goal is to have everybody home by noon. Senator Blackwell, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move we stand in recess till 5 p.m., at which point the journal will reflect we're adjourned until 9 a.m. tomorrow.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. We're standing